this is a reading for Taurus. So if you have Taurus in a major chart placement, so Sun, Moon, Rising, and or Venus, this could be a reading for you. If you do not have Taurus in a major chart placement, this reading still could be for you. If you felt drawn to this reading, or if you found this reading on your homepage, this absolutely could be a sign for spirit, from spirit for you, even if you do not have Taurus in a major chart placement. But this is a general collective reading. So that means you need to use your intuition to know if it's for you. This reading is also timeless, which means it does not matter when I create or post this reading. What truly matters is when you found the reading. That's when you were supposed to see it, most likely. Let's get into it and find out what this reading is about. Okay. What is this card, Spirit? Can you tell me more? Can you clarify this card? That's weird, because these three cards we actually got in a reading recently. Okay. I don't even know what card to start with. That's why I'm thinking about this. Okay. So I feel like you've been feeling very trapped in a situation. If that doesn't resonate with you now, this could be something that has not happened yet. You've been feeling very trapped. This actually reminds me of the reading that I just did. A lot of these cards, well, that card came out in the last reading. Those cards, I think, came out in a different reading. But, so watch my all signs reading and maybe my Aries reading from yesterday. The all signs from today and then the Aries reading from yesterday. Because those readings might actually be connected to this, because like I said, these cards look very familiar. Like I just pulled them. I was using this deck, but it's kind of weird. The only card that didn't come out is this one card here, the spirit animal card. So let's get into it. So I feel like you're feeling trapped, and whatever is going on in this situation is making you feel very defensive. You might be even having dreams. We got dream catcher, defensive. So I feel like you might even be having dreams about whatever this situation is, or it's causing you to have certain dreams because you're feeling trapped in this situation. And I feel like instead of like dealing with this situation, instead of dealing with the emotions and trying to heal yourself, you're using addictions to decompress. It says whiskey decompress here. So I feel like you're drinking, or you're overeating, or you could be just doing any kind of addictive behavior that is toxic. That's not a good way to deal with these emotions that you're feeling. So some kind of situation has you feeling trapped, has you feeling defensive, and you're not confronting the emotions. You're not processing them correctly. You're not dealing with them. So it's coming out in dreams, and you might be, like I said, trying to self-medicate with drugs or alcohol or overeating, or even potentially turning to get outside validation from people, you know, from a romantic situation or from sex. So that's kind of the setup of the backdrop of what's going on here. And I also feel like we have planet influences. So I feel like these feelings have recently or will soon come to the surface so that you can deal with them, because for far too long you've been, maybe you weren't even feeling trapped. Maybe this is the feelings, you've been trapping them down deep. You've been caging them up. You've been caging up these emotions. You've been trapping these emotions down deep in yourself. And it's coming out in unhealthy ways through your dreams, through you self-medicating. But all the planetary influences that we have, like the Lionsgate portal, all these different portals, the 7-11 portal, there are a lot of these energies we've been having lately. The main theme has been to bring up old wounds so that you can actually process them correctly and release them, which will really help you out in this situation. So that's what I'm starting to get for this reading so far. We also have a card that says Paw Print Spirit Animal. That doesn't exactly go with the rest of this reading that I can think of right now, but so maybe you've been dreaming about, if you've had any kind of dreams about an animal, got little paw prints, so maybe a dog or a cat, then spirit might be telling you that is your spirit animal. It might also be a bird, because we have bird cage here. So it could be a bird, it could be a dog or a cat, or something that has like a paw, a lion, tiger, wolf. So you have some kind of a spirit animal. Maybe you have an animal in your house that is actually like a spirit, like a guardian for you, that maybe is trying to help you with this situation. Maybe you have a cat. Maybe you should give a lot of attention to your cat, pet your cat, because that can be very healing, actually. Let's try to find out more about this spirit animal. Take a drink. Can we get more from this deck? What is this spirit animal? Is there anything in this deck more that can tell us about the spirit animal? What are you trying to tell us about the spirit animal? And we have planetary influences. Maybe the spirit animal is also influencing. Okay, so we have rocking horse childhood. So maybe your spirit animal is a horse, or maybe, so this came out in a recent reading too, is that you had one of the readings was talking about somebody having childhood wounds and it making them feel defensive, and it made them triggered. It was triggering things. So I feel like maybe that's why the spirit animal came out. Not necessarily that maybe you had a rocking horse as a child or something, I don't know. But not necessarily that the rocking horse is your spirit animal, but it could be saying a horse is a spirit animal, but I think it's just getting down to something more metaphorical. I think it's saying that you have childhood wounds. So I think these wounds are these emotions. I think you've had them trapped and buried within yourself, caged up within yourself for such a long time, that to this day, they still, sometimes you have nightmares. Maybe you bought a dream catcher to help you with those nightmares, but it also makes you very defensive. And you also still to this day try to self-medicate to deal with these childhood wounds. So I don't know if this card, spirit animal, is actually talking about a spirit animal, or if it's just wanting me to pull that card. I'm sure it does blend in somehow. But yeah, these planetary influences that we have recently or upcoming are helping you bring these childhood wounds to the surface and deal with them. Finally, you've for so long, you've trapped them inside, you've caged them inside. Maybe the childhood wound has something to do with a childhood pet, a spirit, you know, maybe you had a spirit animal guide when you were a child, a cat or a dog, and maybe something happened to it and it caused a wound. I don't know. What is this? Tell me more. So we have handcuffs, incarceration. So this could be metaphorical. This could be, you know, that you felt bound in this situation. Again, you know, that was the first thing I said, was you felt trapped. So I think all the messages that I said are all part of this, that you did feel trapped by this, but I feel also it's talking about emotions that you trapped deep inside that were caged. You kept caged up, and it makes you defensive, it triggers you. But so this handcuffs, incarceration, maybe you felt trapped. That's back to you feeling trapped. Or this could be somebody was actually literally incarcerated, like got in trouble with the law. So maybe you had a parent who was incarcerated and this left you with, like, I don't know, abandonment wounds or something. You know, I've got the spirit animal, this paw prints. I'm trying to figure out what that is. So it's like maybe somehow, and that could be connected to like a parent getting incarcerated. Maybe you lost an animal. Maybe the animal got taken away. I don't know. Maybe the animal got taken away by the animal services. What else, spirits? So this is obviously a very specific message. It's one of those messages where this is probably not going to resonate for everybody. So if it doesn't, just let it go. This one's not for you. But if it does, let me know down below in the comment section if this one resonates with you, or if you're even part of these readings resonate for you, because it could be that some parts are for you and some parts aren't. But this is definitely having to do with wounds, inner wounds that you need to clear. What else, spirits? Something in childhood or even adolescence, young adulthood, something hurt you. You've trapped these emotions so deep inside, kept them caged up so that they're coming out in your dreams, maybe even nightmares. Maybe you had to get a dream catcher and it triggers you, you get defensive, but that's how you stuff them down, is by drinking or overeating or just doing things that you think make you feel good in the moment, but long term it ends up just hurting you, and you're trying to decompress, but it's not a healthy way to deal with it. But these planetary, caused trauma, caused you childhood trauma. So yeah, maybe one of your parents got incarcerated, or maybe even you did. But there is somehow, there's something to do with a spirit animal. I'm not exactly 100% sure what that has to do with it, because it doesn't really like fit with the rest of the cards. But so I'm not clear on that. But you know, we have rocking horse, and maybe your horse was a spirit animal. Maybe you had a special animal that you lost. Maybe it has to do with somebody getting incarcerated, but maybe it's that trauma of losing the animal, or your trauma of your parent or you getting incarcerated, or somebody getting incarcerated. It caused you trauma. Something that happened in your young adulthood. Maybe there's a spirit animal looking out for you. Could be a bird, could be a horse, could be a cat, dog, something with paws, wolf, jaguar, I don't know. Probably most likely a household pet, right? Like, so a cat or a dog. So that would be like your familiar. You had a familiar as a child, or maybe you have it now, and maybe you need to pet this animal now to help you with these emotions. Because like a cat, when a cat purrs, that purr actually is healing to both the cat and anybody. That vibration is a healing vibration for the cat and for the people that pet the cat when the cat purrs on them. So that could be saying that, you know, and maybe that purring can help you get into a meditative state to help you deal with, because I do think you need to meditate and you need to do shadow work here and maybe listen to subliminals and maybe even do counseling. There's this deep wound that you need to heal here. Yeah, we have owl experienced. So I feel like this is you getting in touch with wisdom, owl's wisdom. So divine wisdom or even human wisdom, somebody who has wisdom. That could be this reading, you know, this is divine wisdom. Or it could be meditating to get in touch with divine wisdom or going to see a counselor. Like somebody who's experienced and has wisdom. So that's probably all of the above. Getting advice from spirits any way you can, which is like readings like this, or you know, you're repeating numbers or your signs and synchronicities, finding out what those mean, listening, you know, talking to a counselor. I put these two cards to the side because I'm not sure what those mean yet. What is this news and luxury? So we have bell news and grapes luxury. So I feel like you're going to be receiving news regarding like abundance, something like money or something. But that's like kind of a side message because it doesn't really go with the clearing of these wounds, except for the fact that maybe these wounds, maybe these things you need to clear, maybe they're giving you a money block. Could be a love block as well, but could be blocking you from your blessings. And once you clear these, you're going to receive news of luxury here. So it is to your best interest to do the work, put in the shadow work, you know, talk to a counselor, meditate. It's to your best interest because it's going to bring in news of something luxury. So like money or some kind of, I don't know, it's going to unblock you getting some abundance, whether that's love, money, I'm not 100% sure here. And it's going to bring in joy. I feel like something is going to happen potentially around Christmas time because we have a Christmas tree and we have joy. So based on the current energy, it's predicting something big happening around Christmas time and then also spring. We have strawberry, spring. Could also have something to do with strawberries. Could be like maybe you go to a strawberry fest and you bump into somebody. So this is you facing this fear or this wound or both. The current planetary alignment is helping you bring up them and deal with them. And when you do, it's going to bring news of luxury or abundance, and it's going to bring some kind of joy, potentially in Christmas, and then also something in spring. Maybe somebody proposes in Christmas and you get married in spring, or maybe, you know, there's something happens in Christmas and also in, you know, something else in spring. We have rose, feminine. So I believe whoever's in the feminine energy is maybe who they're saying is going to experience this joy and abundance. We also have locket, sentimental. So maybe the feminine, maybe that goes with the feminine and the feminine. Obviously, there's something significant with a locket, or maybe you're going to be receiving a sentimental gift or giving somebody a sentimental gift. Maybe it has something to do with roses. We also have carriage, fairytale on the bottom. So I feel like this is going to feel, whatever this abundance is that's coming in is going to feel like a fairy tale. Again, I don't know for a fact if this is, it says luxury, but I don't know if that's abundance or love or both. I almost feel like it's both. And this locket, I don't know if the locket, maybe you get a gift, somebody gives you a gift of a locket and it's very luxurious. But it's, whatever this is coming in, either in the Christmas or spring, it's going to feel like a fairy tale. So your key to getting this sentimental gift or this fairy tale, this luxury, this abundance, this joy, your key to that is obviously going to be dealing with this trauma, dealing with this childhood wound that you've kept buried for so long that makes you defensive, and also dealing with your addictions. But addictions happen, sometimes they're physical addictions, but usually people get addicted to substances, even if they don't realize it, even if they don't want to admit. They might sit here and tell you, oh, I don't really have any deep-seated wounds. Maybe they don't even know because it's subconscious. It's in the subconscious. That's why subliminals help. They get into your subconscious. You don't even realize it. It's not on the surface. It's deep down. You pushed it deep down. But that's what makes people want to overeat, because they are emotional eaters, or drink alcohol because they're just trying to drown their problems, or take drugs. They're just trying to numb the pain. They might not want to admit that. So when you take away the pain, the problems, the boredom, whatever it is that's making you overeat or drink or do drugs or even sex, or seeking validation outside of yourself because you don't feel it within, when you heal all those wounds, you no longer have a need for all those things. You don't crave them anymore. Overeating can also be stress. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons why you might overeat. Boredom, stress. If you're an emotional eater, I kind of am. If I get bored, I want to eat. If I get stressed, I definitely want to eat. Now, some people get stressed or especially if they break up with somebody, they can't eat. I've had both. But so somebody here is drowning their problems, or eating their problems, or getting freaky with their problems. I don't know. But you won't need to do that anymore when you heal these things. And the planetary, the alignments, everything that we're going through right now is going to help with that. It's going to bring it up. But there's still work for you to do. If you continue to drown your problems and not face it, or if you continue to even binge watching TV, you're distracting yourself and you're not dealing with what happened, the emotions. I used to do that, and I've said this before in the videos, where I would date, and instead of processing that and healing from a relationship, I would jump right into the next one. In that moment, it felt like that's what I had to do to get through, to not feel the pain. I didn't want to feel the pain. So I'd just move on to the next person, and it would be a distraction, and it would be an outside validation, and it would help me feel like it was helping me heal and move on. But then I just kept things inside. And there were times I would dream about my ex-husband for 10 years after we broke up. I was still dreaming about him. What the fuck? I wasn't thinking about him during the day, really. But I was dreaming about him. And repetitive dreams, the same dream over and over again. So it's that was my brain trying to process when I was sleeping things that I couldn't. And that can happen too. If you don't process things during the day, something I've learned by experience is that stress, that anxiety, especially free-floating anxiety, can crop up during the night, and you can wake up with panic attacks, and you're just what the fuck? I wasn't even dreaming. I wasn't anxious. I was just sleeping. And you're waking up in a cold sweat. What? You're panicking. Well, that's because I've learned that your brain still keeps processing the emotions while you're sleeping. And that is where journaling comes in. I think I mentioned that in a reading recently, where it said, write it down, journal. I've been told, I saw a video on this one psychiatrist or a therapist's website where she says journaling actually helps you to process the emotions versus you just thinking about them over and over again. If you write it down, it actually helps you to process it better and deal with it better. So journal, meditate, spend time, contemplating and just coming to terms, coming to peace with what happened, and not just trapping it down and pushing it down. You have to bring it up to feel it. And when you do so, you won't need to do those addictive things anymore. And those addictive things can be very destructive to your life. If you overeat, you get too heavy, and that can be destructive to your health. Obviously, drinking and drugs can be very bad for you and the people around you and the people that love you, right? So it's okay to have a drink. I'm not saying you can't have a drink, but people that drink obsessively or excessively is what I should have said. It does create problems. My father was an alcoholic. I have a lot of people in my family that are kind of borderline alcoholics, or maybe they are alcoholics. And luckily they can still keep jobs and they're okay, but maybe they're functioning alcoholics, but it's still terrible for your liver. It's, you never know what's going to happen when you're drunk. It just causes all kind of problems. So it's okay to have a little bit, have some fun, but like, in this case, this is somebody who is just trying to get away from the problems, and that's not healthy. Let's talk about being healthy. We don't want to be toxic. We want to be healthy. You need to love yourself and care about yourself enough and take care of yourself enough to be healthy. Be healthy. And if you have, self-loathing, you don't love yourself, or you're not going to want to take care of yourself. You're not going to care. But anyway, so with whatever is going on here, that is what's going on with you. You're bringing up these wounds to deal with them. We had that in another reading, and we had the planetary influences were helping you. Something about a spirit animal, I don't know, pet a cat. Something about incarceration. So again, it could be these wounds could be because a parent got incarcerated, you got incarcerated, I don't know, caused trauma. And there's a need for you to deal with this. So seek experienced wisdom. So counselors, the divine, meditating, doing shadow work, whatever it takes, listening to subliminals, listening to these videos. There's a need for you to bring these up and heal them. And when you do, you're going to have some really great things coming in, because that's probably keeping you in a karmic cycle. And then you go into like a new cycle. And so it's like you get your rewards for all the hard work you did. That's kind of the storyline that I've been getting lately with a lot of readings. So you're going to have this something really great coming in. It's going to bring you a lot of joy. Something around Christmas time, something around spring. Now, again, that is the current energy. That can change if you don't do the work or whatever. Keep your thoughts, positive too as you try to go through this. I know it's not easy if you're dealing with these wounds, but this has something to do with some feminine energy. So this could be, the feminine gives a sentimental gift or gets a sentimental gift. A locket might be significant for you. So you might be listening to this reading and go, yes, this person gave me a locket, or maybe it hasn't happened yet, so it doesn't resonate. And you get a locket or a sentimental gift. It doesn't have to be a locket. Could have something to do with a rose. This feminine could be just telling you to step into your feminine energy and be sentimental, but there's some kind of this luxury or some kind of abundance coming in. The term abundance. So I don't know if it's love, money, or both, but it's going to feel like a fairy tale. So that is your reading. That's the first part of your reading. It's a pretty cool reading, pretty interesting. So now we're going to go into a bonus reading where we're going to find out what's going to happen for you in the next 6 months to a year or sooner. If you do this work, what's going to happen? Like I said, I did do a reading recently that was similar to this, so you might want to go watch, find that one and watch that one too. Watch a couple of my most recent videos here recently, and then you'll find what I'm talking about. So I think I know what's going to happen, but this might be a little bit different of situation. I don't know. So we're going to find out what's going to happen in the next 6 months to a year or sooner, and just pull lots more advice cards, maybe some law of attraction cards, some charms. We just get a lot more information in the extended. So if you think this is for you, number one, let me know down below in the comments if you haven't already, if this sounds like something you're dealing with, if it feels like it's for you. What's going on? What is your wound? Is this a money block, a love block? What happened? Whatever you want to share. I do love to hear from you guys. Even if I don't always know what to say back, I do love to get the comments. Thank you so much for all your comments. And definitely click the like button. It's free, it takes a second, and it's very supportive. I thank you so much for that. I'm sending you good karma, good vibes and good karma back, asking spirits to send you good karma for any and all help you give me, because starting a YouTube channel and getting it going is not easy. And I've been told this is my sole purpose, my destiny to do this. So, you know, trying to help people, trying to live my dreams as well. So any support you can give me, I appreciate, helps me to help others. So sending you good karma for that. And definitely, you know, click subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I put out my next video. So you can definitely continue to get and not miss any good guidance from Spirit. It's really, you know, they're very experienced. They're very experienced. They got a lot of good wisdom to share and impart on you. And so these readings that I and other readers do are probably the easiest way they can talk to you. I mean, they can talk to you in signs and synchronicities, but then you don't have a translator. Then you have to be the one to kind of translate and try to put the pieces together and figure it out. Whereas with the readings, we tell you the message and then they match up the message with your situation. So it's their kind of their fastest, easiest way, just like they might put a song on the radio or whatever. They put it on your homepage. Chances are if it was on your homepage and or you felt drawn to it, it's definitely got something in it for you. But again, it's general collective, so you need to use your intuition to know if it's for you. So if you want me to do a reading where I'm like doing it personally for you and not a general, where I'm asking Spirit only to focus on your energy and your energy alone, then you can get a reading from me on my website. Go check out my options. It's www.bossasswitch1111.com. That's 4 1s. You'll find the link down below in the description box. It's the only place you can pay me. If anybody ever tries to get you to pay them someplace else, that's a red flag that that's not me. It's an impersonator. Us tarot readers have impersonators. Impersonators are all over the place, even non-tarot readers. Be careful. So don't get scammed. Please. Not in my name, please. And it's not my fault. There's nothing I can do. I can't help it if there's a bunch of people taking my videos and my pictures and my name and creating fake accounts. That's up to TikTok and Instagram, and I don't think there's any on YouTube, but it's up to all those places to, when we report it, to take them down, right? But TikTok has an issue with that, so I hope they get better. I really do, because I love TikTok. It's great, but there's some problems. Okay, so we're going to go now to the extended, where we're going to get lots more information and find out what's going to happen for you in this situation. What is this fairy tale? Is this love? Is this money? What's going to happen? Is it coming in the next 6 months to a year, or is it later? Because this could be years from now. I don't even know. This Christmas and spring could be, I don't know if it's this year. I don't know if it's this next coming Christmas. So we're going to find that out in the extended. Again, if you want to watch, go down below, click the link. It takes you over to my Patreon. You'll notice that it says it's like $5.55. But that's not just for this one reading. That is actually for exclusive access to all of my bonus extended readings that I've done up until this point, and all of the readings that I do going forward. So a lot of readings. I don't even know how many readings I've done. To get the bonus extended for whatever time period you pay for. So if you want to do it monthly, you can. If not, you can cancel anytime. So I do truly appreciate those that do stay at Patreon monthly, though. I love you guys. And it's what's going to help me to keep doing these and support this channel. So I do appreciate any and all support, like I said, even if it's just a like, a subscribe, a comment, or, you know, even better, signing up for Patreon or purchasing a personal reading or donating or whatever. I do have 2 Twinflame decks that I've also created. You can also check those out on my website too. So, you know, whether it's ordering those, I do appreciate all of any help, any support, even if you're benefiting from it also by getting great information or a deck. I do appreciate you choosing me. I know there's a lot of readers out there, and so trusting me with your reading and choosing me, obviously you feel called to. If you get one from me, you obviously, your soul knows that there's a message for you if you feel called to get a personal reading or to sign up. But I still thank you. So thank you for, you know, being my soul tribe and us sharing that energy exchange. I appreciate it. So I'm going to go now to the extended. If you want some extra juicy details, meet me over there. down in the description box below, click on the link that takes you to my Patreon. Blessed be.